Hello there.
I'm Robert.
And I'm Vanessa.
And we are late to the party. And if you have followed us for a few years, you know that the movie Trivia Schmoedown was a very big part of our life. We were competitors amongst this league of movie trivia battlers. Some YouTube personalities, others just really good at trivia. But after 9 seasons, the movie Trivia Schmoedown is coming to an end.
I remember when we first started watching the movie Trivia Schmoedown and how we were like, let's do reactions to them. Like, we wanted to be kind of a part of it without being a part of it in that way. And I remember doing our first reaction to the Schmoedown and how like so much fun we had. And then eventually getting that call from Christian Harloff, or getting that email from Christian Harloff like, hey, when you in LA? And it was just so surreal at that moment to be like, oh dang, we've been watching this for such a long time, then to finally be a part of it. Yeah, it was kind of crazy but awesome. Like, it felt like a next step, like evolution of us, like being a part of that group.
It also was not even just a next evolution of like the channel and growing, as a content creator. It changed us as people. Like being able to have conversations with people like Christian Harloff, John Schnepp, Mark Ellis, Ken Knapsack, Josh McCouga, Mark Riley, getting to be able to converse with these guys,
Rachel
hold
Cushing.
conversations. You're going
Clark
into the
Wolf.
she's going into the next chapter. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. Getting to talk to all these people and being able to hold a conversation and being able to realize that these people that you've been watching and enjoying for such a long time, they're just like us, man. Like they are us, just on a stage. And when it came to getting the opportunity to be able to converse and compete and battle and just have fun and drink and party with all of these people, man, it helped us. It helped me, I know for a fact, grow up. I just always felt so isolated where we are here in Tucson, Arizona. We have friends, but that's it, man. But this cracked open a world to us.
I agree. I think it also helped with, as somebody who's very introverted and very shy, and somebody who I feel like I wouldn't have done it. It like helped a lot, like being myself in front of people and talking in front of people and just having a good time. And the movie Trivia Schmoedown also helped me watch movies in a different way than I have before, to the point where it makes it more interesting because you have certain things that you remember now, especially with not necessarily with actors, but with everybody behind the camera as well, to the point where you're like, oh, you hear a name now and you're like, they did this and now they're doing something else, which I liked what they did, and now I'm interested to see what they're doing next.
At the same time, we're so happy it's over because it's exhausting.
Now you don't have to remember movie release dates ever again.
Of course, directors, but still, it was a special part of our life. And watching the reactions and going to the live events and being at the tapings and being there for all of it.
The live events were also like next level. Sure. Like they were just so much fun. And you can go back and watch our reactions to, like, my favorite reaction that we ever did at a live event was the reveal of the 5 Horsemen. Like, that was just so iconic to us, especially just that room, just everybody being there. And I'm not really a huge like sports person, like when it comes to watching like football. Like, I'll watch it and stuff, but I'm never really like into it as much. But that the Schmoedown is my sport, I guess.
It is, and it also gave us tact. It taught me, just as a YouTube creator, when we would go to these events, it helped me figure out how to film these damn things, how to be a fan and actually vlog these events and be in the crowd, to the point where I took that skills over to Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con and we were able to replicate that stuff there. They have taught us so much, from whether it's directly, what you should do with this or this, but just learning from what everybody in this collective hive mind of the Schmoedown was able to bring. where we thank them. We thank
Yeah.
everybody from the Schmoedown so much, and we're lifelong friends with many people from the Schmoedown.
Very grateful.
And one of
for the opportunity.
One of the friends that we were able to get out of the Schmoedown, you know the name. If you watch reactions, you know the name. You have heard the name on multiple channels across the reaction verse.
Sphere.
Nerd Chronic, our friend Eric. Nerd Chronic is an editor for many of the reactors, but Nerd Chronic was also a fan of the Schmoedown. That's how it all started. We became friends from there. He has done some amazing promo work for the Schmoedown for years, bringing up hype, especially at the live events when one of those promos would play before one of the matches.
Did so good.
And he's created last one for the series finale, 9 seasons of the movie Trivia Schmoedown. Is Schmoedown Spectacular? It's their WrestleMania end of the year big event, and it's over. It's coming to a close, and we were a big part of it, and it was a big part of our lives. And Eric has showcased that many times in these promos, and I'm anxious to see what he has done with the final goodbye to the Schmoedown.
I mean, I've got tissue just in case I start crying.
Sure. But guys, again, the Schmoedown, the links to the Schmoedown, all those videos still live on. Our videos live on in our times that we played in matches, and the reactions are on our channel still of all those events. And the time that we went to Collider for the very first time, that's also available on our channel now.
Right.
But let's get into the end of the Schmoedown promo from Schmoedown Spectacular 2022.
Yeah.
Now.
Who will win, Cobster or JTE? Let's start it up. Round 1, fight!
Right where it started.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Schmoedown movie show.
Try saying it first time. Try saying it.
Oh. We say that to this day. Triceratops.
The AfterBuzz Network.
Yep.
This is it. This is the start.
Yes. It sure was.
Welcome to the debut of the movie Trivia Schmoedown. I'm Christian Harloff.
I am Mark Ellison. Christian, this is why you go to the movie.
The legends. Oh, I
don't want to blink.
Just everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Big moments. We were in the crowd for that one.
Where the rest of this
Sam Witwer win.
That was good.
Crusher.
All the entrances.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so good too.
Jeremy.
Yay!
It was us. Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
I'm gonna start tearing up.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
God, we were there, man.
Oh, I remember that. Oh, we were there for that.
Heroes Reforged.
There it is.
Screen Junkies. Taylor.
Yeah.
Another former Arizonan. Chance lives right down the road. Big moment. Such big moments.
I know.
The B
It's the
Alex
freaking
Damon,
music.
Star Wars
God dang
Explained.
it, Eric. Get me on the music too.
Ah, those live events.
Hey, Tim!
When Tim betrayed us,
Oh, yeah.
he joined corruption. Chance winning the belt, man. It's such a big deal.
We were there for that too, yeah.
Shirewolves, Smets, Digital Era.
And even with the pandemic, it still hold on strong.
Oh,
doing
yeah.
it at home,
You
too.
got Kevin Smith, Chris Jericho, Doug Benson,
Yes.
Paul Walter Hauser, Saul,
Peggy.
Eric from Blind Wave, Molly from Star Wars Explained.
Yep.
Chance.
Just about a decade ago that we descended upon Anaheim, California, and we got talking, and a concept came out of that meeting, and it became what you're witnessing today, the movie Trivia Schmoedown. And it is with bittersweet hearts that we say after 9 seasons, this will be the final season of the movie Trivia Schmoedown. We're not done yet.
You got one
9
more big
seasons,
dance.
though.
The Schmoedown Spectacular
Hell of a
7.
run.
We hope you join us.
As Buzz Lightyear once said, we're gonna fall with style.
Damn, that was a good cut, Eric. Doug Benson finally got him in studio.
Yeah. And then the new studio, which I absolutely love.
Rejects, of course.
So good. Looking for Elvis.
The new class.
Yep.
And Janine, of course, Janine. Wow, Burris!
Sam Levine coming back.
Yeah. You know, you're never ready for something to end, but when it does, you have to realize that it's just the beginning of the next venture.
What's that, Brad?
The rundown.
Ken is incredible. Amazingly nice, too.
Yes.
Wade, you're saying the show's over? I'll come back.
Yeah, keep it going.
This is literally what competition is made of. This is what sports are made of.
Chills
This
there.
is the stuff that inspires people.
It's more than just the Schmoedown. It really matters to people out there.
Don't tell us this is just trivia. This means so much to us.
This isn't just a game for those of us who play. We work hard to win, to play, to do everything, to show up and give you a damn good match.
Yep.
We're fighters, and we will always get up here and answer the questions. So we're going out swinging.
I'll be coming back for you, pal. You know that. That belt's mine.
That was such a good moment, too.
Yeah. Shannon and Mike.
Yes.
Cow!
Oh,
That was us. Wow. Marisol, Adam.
6 degrees. Ugh, well, you got a tear out of me. Congrats, Eric.
Dad.
If it's not quite the end of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade with us riding off into the sunset, it's also not Thelma and Louise. Christian, Mark, and in the words of Luke Skywalker, no one's ever really gone.
Yeah, we're all still around. We didn't all die.
Beautifully done.
Eric, once again, you sly son of a bitch. You kill it, dude. I don't know. There's just a way that Eric is able to convey the emotion and the power and all these shots and images, especially if you were there. And I mean, if you were there, if you watched it. If you watched it, you followed the story, you followed the growth of the Schmoedown and all the characters and the stories, and how, you know, those battles eventually went down.
Right.
He's able to take all those moments and make you feel it again as you're watching it happen through the cuts. And it's one of the things that Eric does, and I applaud him for, because he's done it before in the past. It's where he combines certain moments in clusters. So if everybody's hugging, he'll show like 5 different people hugging. If they're doing a high five, it's 5 high five. You show people doing, yeah, it's all that. And there's just something about it that just adds a flavor of how excited all of us were and how similar we all were going through these emotions. Their reactions, essentially. We watch the reactions of these people when they win, when they lose, when they get it wrong, when they're thinking, their answers, in JTE's case. So it was entertaining, and it was a great time for as long as we had it. Fuck, almost a decade. Almost a decade.
Yeah, well, nine seasons is tip of the hat to you, because it could have, once the pandemic hit, you didn't know exactly where it was going to go. Yeah. And I feel like they were able to pull it together for that and make it stronger for that as well, which I applaud both Christian and Mark for doing that and coming and bringing this unique situation as far as like movie trivia. Like, yes, trivia has been around for such a long time, but the fact that you could bring like the aspects of like the wrestling and then bringing the trivia movie trivia together, like, you didn't think that it would work, but it works so well.
It was the pageantry, it was the charisma, it was the characters, it was, we would definitely be brainstorming like crazy. What are we going to do? What about when they say this? Are we going to have this? Like, we put on a show. We went to Santa Poco and put on show. Like, that's how it felt. We had to put on a show. Nobody told us what to say or do. It was just go. And we had fun with it. And hopefully you could answer some damn questions, because those are the whole reason you're there in the first place. Yeah. And it's much better in the winner's circle than it is, moping off and talking to Jen afterwards and having to make yourself feel better. So, or Emma, in our case, when we first got there. Jen was towards the latter part of our career. But yeah, everyone involved, whether it's the writers of the questions, PJ, PLD, and the squad, the editors, the camera people, back in the day, it was Christian Ruvalcaba and Cody and all them running the show, and Emma Fife dominating, Brianne Chandler doing the Patreon. Like, it was an army. It took an army, and the fact that they were able to put it at the level, especially where it was right before the pandemic, in terms of these shows and in a rock setting, it's in the same auditoriums that you're watching bands perform and stuff. So
what I really also love is that they were able to like harness that energy and bring it to a live show too, because sometimes when you bring it to a live show, that could be risky a little bit, because you don't know how it's going to go in a setting like that, because you have it already perfectly planned out when you're watching on YouTube. But things can happen at a live show, and I think that they've done such a good job with like the free for all when we did that with Spectacular. Like, it was just so much fun, and you're just surrounded by people with the same mindset that love movies, that love talking about movies, that love answering questions about movies.
Hey man, if you're a movie fan, you play against your friends all the time. True. Your whole life you probably played trivia with your friends. It's just we got to do it with friends we didn't know were our friends until we got to play trivia with them.
And I feel like it's a lot that is can be the same thing for a lot of people who came in and found the Schmoedown that didn't have people that they can do that with, and they found a community that they can do that with online, and that is what's so beautiful about it.
Especially now, just as powerful as ever, although the faces may have changed. And it's like I said at one point, like the new class, Save the Bell, the new class. Yeah, it felt like Save the Bell, the new class. You had some of the veterans move off, and you had the fresh faces come in. But damn, was that community just as powerful and as strong, if not more, once those faces rotated out, and everybody who came in brought some good and took some good away. And now, now there's nothing for us to all sink our teeth into, be able to converse with in one given spot like it was at these events and the Schmoedown and the chat rooms. But we get to float off together in the ether because everybody's still around. You got Christian, you got Mark doing big things on their own. Big thing. I did not mean to do that. But yeah, everybody's still around, and that's what's great is these matches are still around, and all the entities that were a part of the Schmoedown are still doing their thing on YouTube at some place. So anybody that you were a fan of, you definitely can put your support, and you can put your support by hitting that like button, by going to the channel, by checking it out, by subscribing to everybody that you were a fan of in the Schmoedown now that the Schmoedown is over. So if you're watching this, you're a fan of the Schmoedown, seek some of those players out online and find out what they have, because more than likely they'll keep entertaining you and bringing the fun.
Yeah, because they're the people are also very, very talented that have come to the Schmoedown as players, as competitors, as, you know, people behind the camera, graphic artists.
Brian Ward.
Yeah, very, very.
Our graphics on our channel. If you see a graphic on our channel, the logo, everything. Brian Ward, the creator of every piece of graphic for the movie Trivia Schmoedown, and many other channels out there as well too. So talent, nothing but talent, and we will be sure to hitting up those people too, just because we're fans, just like you. But guys, thanks so much for checking out our reaction. This is it. We're not going to do the entire spectacular. It's like 7 hours. It's lengthy. That's for us. We're going to enjoy that on our own, but we had to do this because go running up to Eric and telling Eric after every promo how amazing it was at these live shows was one of my favorite parts, because we got to sit there with the guy for hours after these events and just talk about everything that we love, which is movies, and being able to, you know, share our excitement for his work, just like we do when we see a badass kick-ass trailer. Like, the man's right there, we get to talk to him for it.
And this is for you, Eric. California, California.
California is bankrupt. California, California.
California is bankrupt. And California, California.
But thanks so much, guys. You can also like and subscribe to our channel.
Yes, and do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Discord.
All the social networking gin joints, you know where they are. Kick into the party, fuel the party, keep the party going on our Patreon. Thanks so much, Schmoedown. And as always,
now it's time to say goodbye.
And this Schmoedown party is over. Bye.
If it's not quite the end of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade with us riding off into the sunset, it's also not Thelma and Louise. Christian, Mark, and in the words of Luke Skywalker, no one's ever really gone.